Football is a game where you must know your enemy. You must know its every nuance, its strengths, its weaknesses. You must identify the enemy's primary target and neutralize that threat. You must know where the enemy is at all times and when and how it will strike. If you don't, you will pay dearly. At playoff time, the stakes are raised. Eliminate your enemy, or it will eliminate you. That time is here. That time is now.
It doesn't get any better than this. Playoff football, January football, Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We renew the great rivalry between the Vikings and the Green Bay Packers, meeting for the first time in the playoffs. Brett Favre and the Packers, Randy Moss, Dante Culpepper, and the Minnesota Vikings. And now welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and Cris Collinsworth in just a second. Well, here are the Green Bay Packers rolling into the playoffs, winners of 9 of their last 11 games, while the Minnesota Vikings, for the second year in a row, lose 7 of 10, yet get into the playoffs even after a loss at Washington because Carolina lost. And Troy Aikman, you're first up. I guess if history tells us anything about these two teams meeting this season, we ought to expect a lot of offense.
No question, Joe. I mean, you got 2 explosive offenses going against 2 struggling defensive teams, and to think that the Packers defensively are going to redefine themselves in the 17th game of the season is not realistic. The Packers, if they're going to win, they're going to win the same way they have all season long, and that's on the right arm of Brett Favre. The Packers feel that they can exploit the secondary for the Minnesota Vikings, and Chris, you've got to believe that in this game, it's going to be much like the previous 2. The winner of this one's going to score a lot of points.
I hope so. Those other 2 were pretty good out there. But for Dante Culpepper, he has to be thinking, what in the heck do I have to do to beat the Green Bay Packers? In 2 games against the Packers this season, he's thrown 7 touchdown passes, no interceptions, over 400 yards of offense in each of those games, and yet he doesn't have a win to show for it. And if he's going to win today, he's going to have to get some help from Randy Moss, who flat out embarrassed himself last week walking off the field against the Washington Redskins. And what kind of performance is he going to put forth today? Goodness only knows.
We have not said much about defense, and here in Green Bay, when you think about defense, you think about the late and great Reggie White. This is the Packers' first home game here at Lambeau since the passing of Reggie 2 Sundays ago. They will honor him right now. Let's go to the public.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. The Green Bay Packers and the National Football League lost a dear friend with the passing of Reggie White. Now we honor his memory by observing a moment of silence.